Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a writing tag, and the theme is the 7 deadly sins. Now, this is not to be confused with the 7 deadly sins book tag. That's different. This is a 7 deadly sins writing tag with different questions. The 7 sins are pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. And so I've made some questions to each sin. I will go through the questions first and then answer the questions later. I will also have the questions in the description below. So if you'd want to answer them, it should be easier to find the questions. The first question is not a question. It is just share a piece of writing. It can be a sentence, a paragraph, a whole story if you'd like, that if you are not the most, then very proud of. The second sin, greed. Have you ever earned money from any sort of writing that you have done? Would you want to in the future? Then we have wrath. This one is which piece of writing advice can make you mad hearing and why. Then we have envy. For envy, we have the question, what skill are you most envious of that other writers seem to be good at? That could be marketing, it can be dialogue, description, prose, and why that thing. Then we have lust. Have you ever written a sex scene? If yes, how many have you written? And if no, why haven't you written any? Then we have gluttony. For this one, the question is, has there ever been any sort of writing that has made you want to taste something, like the eat me, drink me, food drinkables in Alice in Wonderland, or maybe something you have written yourself that you really want to taste. The last sin, sloth. For this, the question is, when are you the most lazy when writing? What is something that you put off doing? That can be description, it can be naming things, revising, or just writing in general. Now that we've gone through all of the questions that I have made, I'm gonna answer them. Hopefully you will too. Oh, share a writing that I'm proud of. Oh no. Oh, that I'm proud of. Oh, this one's hard. The first one is hard already. Oh no. I don't feel particularly proud of a lot of things in regards to my writing because I haven't really line edited much. I'm gonna try and see if I can't find anything in my project that I'm proud of. I guess I can read it out. I can't help but let my eyes linger. There are vials of collected dew for vitality, charms to protect you from demons, and an assortment of bells to keep evil spirits away. Now, it's not the most pretty sentence, but I just like it because it adds a lot to my world building. Am I really not proud of anything? Anyways, that sentence I like. Oh, the first one is hard. I made it so hard. The first one is not even a question. Anyway, greed is the next one. Have I ever earned money from any writing that I have done? And I actually have. I was an editor for a newspaper for a dormitory, and I got paid to write articles for that little newspaper. It was more, it's not really a newspaper, it was more like kind of like a pamphlet, not pamphlet, but it was a monthly. So yeah, I have earned money from any writing that I've done. That counts, right? And what I would want to is that, of course, I would love to earn money from my writing at some point down the line. Hopefully from books that I write. That is the dream, isn't it? And wrath, what writing advice can make you mad hearing and why? And for me, it is... Hello, editing Agnes here. I'm just gonna stop myself because I changed my mind. Or no, it's more like I'm gonna expand upon it. The writing advice that I really dislike hearing are usually the ones that talk in absolutes. So like, never use cliched language, never use adverbs, never edit as you go, never use a long word when a short one will do, always use said as a dialogue tag. Anything with never or always or like write what you know, it just seems like you should always write what you know, or show don't tell, then it's like always show, never tell. Those interpretations of writing advice I rarely use, because you can always find an example where the opposite can work. So that those writing advice I really dislike. Yeah, now back to the video. Back to the next question. Yes. Then we have envy. What is the skill that you are most envious that other writers seem to be good at? That could be marketing, dialogue, description, prose. And for me, I would have to say discipline. I'm envious of writers who are consistent in their writing output. Whether that's writing books, multiple of them, or having a schedule, just discipline. Discipline is what I'm the most envious of. And why is because I lack discipline. I wish I could be more consistent with my writing and aka have more output or more to show for myself. That is what I'm most envious of. Then we have lust. Have you ever written a sex scene? If yes, how many do you have written? And if no, would you, why not? Why haven't you written any? And I haven't written a sex scene yet. I say yet, because I have series where I have the possibility of writing sex scenes. And why I haven't written any is because there hasn't been any reason for one in my writing so far. But I see a reason for them later down the line in the character, you know, connections and development in their relationship. And in that sense, I see a potential of me writing one. A potential? I see a possibility. A potential. I see a possibility of me writing one. Yeah. Then we have gluttony. Has there any piece of writing that made you want to taste something? I had the example of Alice in Wonderland things, but I'm gonna go with something that I've written myself. I love describing foods in my books. I feel like food is a very much a world building thing, and I think that it can really add something if you describe the food, because food is a huge part of culture. So I'm gonna go with something I've written myself. There are these pies, a skyberry pie, and I love berries, so I would love to taste a skyberry pie, or just skyberries in general. Then we have sloth. When are you most lazy when writing? What is something that you put off doing? And for me, I'm gonna have to go with description. I came with a lot of different options. Description, naming things, drafting, writing in general. I'm gonna go with writing in general. That is, I put off writing. It's not great. Outside of that, I would say description. I have to add a lot of description later. That were the 7 sins. That were the 7, they weren't all questions, but you know, I would love for you to answer these yourself and then write them in the comments, or maybe make a video and post that video so I can see the video. That would also be cool. But yes, that's gonna be it for this writing tag, and it's not the same as the book tag, 7 Deadly Sins book tag, but this is the 7 Deadly Sins writing tag. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!